Go ahead and get started with today's podcast stuff. It's not going to be a really long podcast or like anything crazy. We'll talk about a little bit of drama stuff, but I want to talk about the cool stuff. Talk about CEO 2019, community effort Orlando. Funny enough, it's in Daytona. And yeah, I went all 3 days this year. Last year I only went on finals day, but this year I was able to go all 3 days. I was able to get a lot of photographs and had a really good time. The Proto get hit on by any smashers? No, didn't get hit on by any smashers. I think yeah, he's a little too old for that now. But I did want to. I kind of wanted to just go day by day, and as I did that, kind of show you guys the photos that I took, and then from there, like okay, these are the photos. This is what was happening. I will say, day one that I went, I worked a 10 or 11 hour shift, and then went right to CEO. So I was like a little burnt out just on life, and I wasn't there that long because I got there late because I was working. So day one, I don't have a lot of stories, but unless you're actually playing in the event, which I wanted to, but like I said, I had to work a 10-hour shift and I wasn't able to get it off. Day one is usually pretty low key unless you're a player trying to not die in pools. But I did get some decent pictures, mostly pictures of the funny ass Shaq Fu tournament. Let's just get into that shit. So, let's see. I guess I can just open this up and show you guys through here. So this was the first picture I took. Not every picture is gonna have a story behind it. This was mostly me just figuring out getting used to the camera, getting used to the lighting, all that fun stuff. This is just a dude. I think he was playing casuals and Dragon Ball. I was just testing the camera. I find that a lot of people, when they're doing photography stuff, just take the pictures of the backs of people's heads, and that's kind of boring. But I was just testing out the camera here, and it was came out like an okay picture. Nice in focus. Got the rule of thirds memes going on. The actual venue is huge. So I got there and I was kind of reminded of that. Day one, like I said, was a little low key. I got there around like 5 o'clock, and yeah, I just kind of walked around. This is a Smash Melee player wearing a Pikachu hat. I wanted to. He was playing Pikachu, obviously. I wanted to, try and get. How did you get that close? I just got close, man. I put the nose or the clothespin on my nose, and I just went in. No, I will say, let me just get this out the way. The smell, there was some smelly people this year, but it wasn't as bad. If I'm honest, it's kind of a meme. It wasn't. There was some smelly ass people. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't as bad as I remember from last year. I will say that. This is just day one, man. So people weren't that smelly. So yeah, not like I said, not that much happened on day one. I got there after work. I kind of walked around just to kind of soak in the venue, looked around, see what they had. I don't think I played any sets on day one or anything like that. I think Proto and I played some Tekken, and that was about it. We played some Tekken. Red Bull had like those gamer trailers that they have. That like Red Bull was there, and it's like a big old tractor trailer. Then inside, it's like Gamerville. Red Bull had one of those, and they had some PS4 set up. Proto and I played some Tekken, and God, people. Here's what I will say: is people have like no etiquette. At least not these people. Not like I'm kind of generalizing, but people don't have like turn etiquette, right? So you sit around and you wait, and normally someone, if they're playing and they see people are waiting, you play your set, you play a game or set or two, and then you get the fuck up because there's other people that want to play. It was kind of hard to get us to play on any of the cabinets or play on any of the machines or anything like that, or play on any of the PlayStations because, well, no, you do say that you're going next, and then they just keep going. And so the etiquette is a little poor, but I just had a feeling it was particularly poor on Friday. Totally understandable. There's a lot more people in in the tournament still on Friday. So I wasn't trying to be super assertive. I would, posture myself and say, I got next or whatever. And then, if they would still keep playing, whatever. Who gives a shit? So Friday, I wasn't able to get in a lot of sets, but I did get to play some Tekken. So let's just go with the rest of these photos. I gotta say, some of these photos are complete duds. I just kept them just to have the memory. None of these are, pictures I'm going to upload out on the internet. These are just a picture of the crowd. This was Goichi completely destroying somebody in Dragon Ball. As you can see, I got that KO. That's a pretty good picture. I wish it was a little bit more in frame. It's kind of out of frame, not a very well-framed picture. But I thought it was a cool moment catching the KO on the screen when the guy got his ass whooped by Goichi. Poor dude must have ran into Goichi really early on in those pools. He ended up winning the whole thing. This was Mortal Kombat. There was some people, watching the games, getting all into it. Got his hand on his mouth. You see that guy's dick? Where? I want to see it. I don't see any dicks. You're lying. Yeah, man, I got to go back and look. So yeah, these are just people watching. This is a person. I think they were up next to play on the stage. They were just chilling there on their phone. This was Gur, the Mortal Kombat player, talking with, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. If you know his name, let me know. I don't remember his name. This was, Proto thought this was Minna. He is a Dominican Republic player, but it's not Minna. It's a... It was a different player. It was a Dominican Mortal Kombat player. He just won his match. Once again, another picture that I wish I had framed better. But Mortal Kombat was like popping off like the whole weekend. Day one, it was popping off. It was nowhere really to sit on day one. Day two, it was a lot of people. I don't know if that was because it's a newer game. I have a feeling that's probably a combination of, Mortal Kombat's kind of a really well known, even in like the outside of the fighting game community, game, and it's a new fighting game, so it has a lot of that new shiny hype around it. So Mortal Kombat was always popping off. It was pretty nice. So it was just a cool moment. This dude won his match, and that was his buddy giving him some props. You can see he's pretty happy. He won his match. That was Sonic Fox showing a meme to him. This shit was cool. So the way CEO works is there's like a huge venue, and it's like split in half. The right side of the venue is the arena, and the left side of the venue is where all the pools and all of like the small stages are at. So that's the way it's split. But then there's Jabali Land, which is like down a hallway. Now, Jabali Land is probably, I think, what you really get your money's worth. Like, you get to see a lot of these great games. You get to play matches of your own if you buy a your pass to go to CEO, and that's all cool. But Jabali Land's sick because you get access to, I don't know how many. I think it was maybe like 80 different arcade cabinets, and for free. You don't need to pay anything. They're all open, and they also have an area set up in Jabali Land where you can just bring your PlayStation or bring your Xbox or bring your laptop or whatever, and that's where people are setting up side tournaments, and that's where Proto goes to try and play Puyo Puyo Tetris and get his ass whooped by a bunch of stinky nerds. So it was great. So this was over in Jabali Land where Red Bull had like a little cage set up, and they were doing like Street Fighter V, like a little Street Fighter V side tournament, and they also did, and I actually watched it quite a bit, they did a Street Fighter 4 side tournament, and Street Fighter 4 is sick. Pretty cool. No, I did not get any pictures of the pop-off from Buffalo, unfortunately. Did not. So this was the two commentators from the Street Fighter V like side tournament thing that Red Bull is putting on. I think it's like some sort of Street Fighter League thing. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't really stick around too much for that, but it was cool because they had like these. It was, who's this guy's name? I think that's Ringe, and I'm blanking on the other guy's name. I apologize, but they were just commentating that. They were standing there with the microphones. They were really into it. It was really cool to see. This was Justin Wong and Flo, and I'm blanking on the dude in the back's name, playing Samurai Showdown back in the corner of Jabali Land. Justin Wong was putting in a lot of work. A lot of work. He was. Oh, that's not Flo? Oh, my bad. It kind of looks like Flo. Off-brand Flo. Hey, man, they look very similar. Off-brand Flo and Justin Wong playing Samurai Showdown in like the way back corner of Jabali Land, and he was legitimately like playing for hours. Hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Probably like 6 hours in that back corner with his earbuds in, just grinding out Samurai Showdown. And I guess it kind of worked because he ended up winning the whole Samurai Showdown tournament. But it was just a cool moment of them playing back in the corner. They fucked, yeah, man. They didn't get that Metal Revolution as CEO. Shame. So this was, I believe, a Marvel 2 side tournament. I took at the time I took the pictures, I understood what was going on. But I blanking. I was so tired at this point. I had been up since 4:30 today. And did you tweet this image? No, I didn't. That image isn't out. A lot of these pictures I took today, I'm not going to be putting out in the world. These were pretty shitty pictures, if I'm honest. They're not very good. They're not very good photos at all. So it was mostly me just getting used to the camera. So yes, this is I'm pretty sure an MVC 2 side tournament that was being played. This dude in the bandana was running it back in the corner at in Jabali Land. And so this is a good picture. I actually enjoy this picture. Very focused man. This guy right here, his name was Sir Crowbar, BGC guy. Where? Oh yeah, BGC CEO Taku. Yep. This was the guy who was running the Shaq Fu side tournament. These pictures came out a little blurry, but it was still a cool moment because Proto was competing in this Shaq Fu side tournament. So they were, having fun. Of course, a guy named Sir Crowbar wearing a jean cut-off jean jacket with a bunch of patches is running a jeez, I'm getting all my words mixed up. A Shaq Fu, side tournament. He was super nice guy. I had a CEO Shaq Fu pin that Proto lost his and I gave him mine. I said, "Here you go. You can have it." But I'm a little sad. So Proto, you better hold on to it this time, you bitch, because I really like that pin. Yeah, BGC is what Eris calls the fighting game community, but he calls them the balding game community. So, yeah, I had a Shaq Fu CEO pin that this guy gave me because he saw me taking photos, and yeah, the Shaq Fu side tournament was a lot of fun. I was super tired, but it was a lot of fun. These were just two people watching the MVC2 side tournament. I enjoy these two pictures. So this is like a version of me, except more muscular and better facial hair, watching the MVC tournament. And but the dude on the left is my favorite. This was just a nice chain of photos going on. He's yeah, he was into it. Yeah, I've seen him before too. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name. It's a shame because you can see his badge is right here, but it says spectator. So yeah, kind of sucks. Oh wait, I didn't mean to press that. How the fuck do I get out of here? Cancel. It kind of sucks, but cool moment. Cool moment. Just getting to see some emotion. This was from the Shaq Fu side tournament. Just some people reacting. It sounds cheesy. I mostly just wanted to get pictures of people's emotional reactions to things. That's what I find interesting. And so I was just trying to get pictures of mostly people reacting to whatever's happening, whether it be a Shaq Fu tournament or whatever, right? That was kind of my goal. This was Proto playing Shaq Fu. So let me explain the Shaq Fu side tournament. Proto and I sat down, and he had never played this game a day in his life. So we sat down and we're like, we need to just find the most busted character in the game. And we saw some people messing around with, I'm not sure how well you can see him. This man, some sort of kung fu man who had a stick. I don't remember his name. If you can look him up, I would. If you said his name, I would probably recognize it. Don't remember his name. We found out that this guy is really fast and he has a stick, so he just kind of like zones everybody out with the stick. So we'll just call him Kung Fu Man with a stick. And I'm like, all right, Proto, I think this is your character. And he picked him, and he played some casual sets with some people, and he won them. And I think people were starting to catch on that, man, this guy, because no one plays this fucking game. No one's played this game. I think this guy with the stick is pretty good. So it turns out everybody except for like one person just went from playing like a variety of characters to playing Kung Fu Man with a stick. And it became a shit show of people just spamming the same button. I mean, it's Shaq Fu. It's a fucking garbage fighting game, but it's a joke, right? It's a kind of a joke side tournament. But people were getting into it. It was fun. There was a kid who was there and he was playing, and he got so into it that he like freaked out and slammed the table, and all of the Genesis consoles on the table froze and everybody's game crashed. Everybody's game. And the runner was like, all right, Genesis tech is kind of sensitive. Can we please be careful? This is all his shit. This is all his stuff. He brought all these Genesis and all these monitors, and this is all his. So this kid spurged out, fucking slammed the table. All the fucking Genesises crashed. They all froze. And he he did that because he lost, and he did it as a joke. I don't think he was legitimately upset, and so, but it was just like, calm down. He was younger. I think he was maybe like 17, and so he was excited. It's yeah, 17, way older than Proto is. Yeah. And so he slammed the table, and all the Genesis crashed, and everybody had to reset their game and all that. So this was just Proto playing some Shaq Fu. Here's a photo of the Shaq Fu cartridge and two people, two different Shaq characters. That's a better picture of the stick man. So yeah, day one. So actually, let me explain really quickly. This guy, I believe, won Def Jam. CEO always hosts a Def Jam tournament because I think Jabali has like a soft spot for Def Jam. That's another fighting game that's like extremely busted, but people just play it because they love it, kind of thing. And so this guy ended up winning the whole thing, and he ended up winning, I believe, the Shaq Fu tournament. This is the person that knocked Proto out of the tournament, I believe. Yeah, Liotsu. That's the guy's name. Liotsu. Yeah. So these two, I believe, were buds. They were talking. Like I said, this is the dude running the tournament. And so this was a cool moment. This is also a good picture. I told him I have his email. I need to email him some of the good photos I took. He was a super nice guy. So yeah, day one, it was fine. I didn't get to spend a lot of time there. I enjoyed my time on day one. I was exhausted. I kind of just was getting a feel of the venue. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. So if we go on to day two here, day two is when I started to I kind of catch my stride with taking photos. Got some good photos on this day. Day two, what did I do? I watched quite a lot of Tekken. I played some Mortal Kombat casuals with some people. I watched some Mortal Kombat as well. And that's also when the Buffalo Scar pop off happened. So day two was fun. It was just kind of like a middle of the road day. We went out and I bought some cool stuff. I got some pins for Liz, I believe. I got these on day two. I got that new Pokemon. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show these very well on the camera, but I got a My Hero Academia pin for Liz and a Pokemon, like one of the depressed water Pokemon. These were like actual, what's it called, like licensed pins, and I blanking on this guy's name from My Hero Academia, but yeah, they're like holographic pins. I got these for Liz. I also got a Shao Kahn bead thing. I don't want to pull this down because it's attached to something. It's up here, and yeah, that's also like a cool part of CEO is it's kind of a convention at the same time. You can go up to all these different artists who will do commissions on the spot. There's people selling stickers with their original art. There's people selling plushies and posters and body pillows and, stuff that people who play fighting games probably would buy. So there's all sorts of cool art and all that you can go buy and look at. And the people there, the vendors are always so friendly. There's a Focus Attack was there, I believe. Or no, sorry. Paradise Arcades was there, and they were doing like on-site modifications and putting in buttons for people. There was a guy who makes like these fight sticks that are made out of like all stained wood like bodies, and he would like engrave shit in them, and they're like mad expensive, but they looked really cool. So there's a lot of shit to buy. There's a lot of places to spend your money here too. But this was Chanel, and I'm blanking on this other Tekken player's name. Back of people's heads. This was Pogchop and Anakin. Pogchop, of course, once he's out of the tournament, he pretty much just gambles and tries to do money matches with people. It's great to see. Fantastic. So this was... Actually, I tweeted this out today. It's Pokechop. I've only ever heard people pronounce it Pogchop. But, okay. It might be, I don't know. And so this was a moment that I really liked. And this was Cuddlecore against Joey Fury and Tekken. They both play for the same team, Equinox. And it was a really emotional moment. I tweeted about it. And what happened here was Cuddlecore won. Cuddlecore is an amazing Tekken player. She won pretty handily against Joey Fury. And so that's his girlfriend. And so she was watching along, and she was obviously she's supporting him. She's getting really into it, and he lost. And so she started crying, and it was really emotional, and he was very angry. And so this picture, it's not a particularly good photo. It's kind of blurry. Joey isn't really in focus, but it's cool because she's wearing his jersey, watching him get off the stage after he lost. She was very upset, and he was very mad. So, but then I was able to get this picture of Cuddlecore, obviously like very relieved, very happy that she was able to beat Joey Fury. I imagine that they probably practice a lot together. So yeah, it's a very wholesome, like emotional moment that happened. It was great to see. It was honestly like, I feel bad for Joey Fury. I caught a cool moment from it. Still, there's Cuddlecore after she won. There's Joey Fury pissed off and his girlfriend looking on at him as he's getting off the stage. He just stormed off. He was very upset, understandably, right? People, they pour their hearts out in these games. The crowd was super respectful. Spouse abuse pamphlet, yeah, looking on. So yeah, there's Color Core looking relieved. This was Jean Ding against oh god, I'm blanking on his name. No, this is one of my favorite players, I promise. Why am I blanking? I'm blanking. He plays King. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Lil Majin. There we go. I'm not stupid, I promise. There we go. Lil Majin. Yes. Got it. So, yeah, Lil Majin against John Ding. It's just a picture of more pictures of the back of people's heads. I promise I get better pictures later. Just playing. Just wanted to catch that moment. This guy carries the crowd. This dude is fucking sweet. I don't know his name. I would totally shout him out. I don't know his name. He was there last year, and he carries around a Planters cashew nut can with like money in it. And he just like gets really hype, and he walks around with this cashew nut can with money and like bets on matches and gets really into it. And it's just great. Watching him be really excited and be really into it is like fucking sweet. So I was trying to get a picture of him reacting to what was going on. He kind of sat still. I kind of walked away for a little bit, went to go check out the melee side. Here's just two people playing melee. There's Fudo Slav squatting after he won his match, looking over at the Tekken players, you know, doing his little Slav squat. So this is also a good picture. It's the problem. Here's the thing that I have like kind of the issue with fighting game photography. I love doing it. It's probably my favorite thing to photograph is fighting game events and stuff. But if I showed someone this picture, they probably wouldn't understand, right? That JDCR is right here, and this is Book. JDCR plays Armor King, so you see the you win and the Armor King. And Book is a very emotional player, I feel. He has really high expectations for himself, understandably. So he lost, and he just very fucking Bible thump right here, right? Just fucking buried his fucking face in his hands. You can tell he's upset, and it's it was a cool moment to capture. Just somebody. When I say cool, I mean like I'm glad I was able to capture it. It's not cool that he lost. You can't get good player shots as a casual photographer. Yeah, this dude had like admin on his fucking badge, so he was able to like go up to like players and like fondle their fucking nuts if he wanted to, right? So, yeah. Still, this isn't a good photo in like a technical sense. It's just a cool moment. So, cool moment. Book looking very distraught. JDCR winning like he does. I'm proud of these photos. Here's okay. Speaking of which, all right. So as Asaku said, it's hard to get good photographs as a casual photographer. I said fuck it. I said fuck it. I'm gonna get closer. All right. I use a Canon T6. Already not the most advanced camera. It's a DSLR with a prime lens on it, and so a prime lens doesn't have a zoom. You can only get so close. The reason why I went with it is because it kind of forces me to, you know, get close and learn better fundamentals with taking photos. I have a dog in my room now, so you might hear barking in a second. So, okay, good luck with the rain. So I have to get close with this camera. And I was being a little bitch and not getting close enough. Just straight up. There's a guy on YouTube I follow who kind of is my photography inspiration. His name's KAIW. Kai W. He does like street photography in China and like London, and he uses a 50 millimeter lens just like this one, and he gets right fucking there, right there, and he gets some of the most amazing photos of just people's reactions, people's facial expressions, and that's what I wanted to do. And so I just bought a 50 millimeter lens and said, all right, I got to get close. And so after this photo, I had a realization that I need to get closer. This is a cool photo, but I need to get closer. So from this photo on, the pictures get better in my opinion. My dog is whining. Ollie, chill. So this is Daigo playing on his illegal hitbox. I'm just kidding. This is actually a legit hitbox. My dog is being ridiculous. And so he's playing, and I got a pretty nice picture of him playing here with against Kevo, I believe his name is. I may have to kick my dog out. 1 second. Sorry about that. He was just whining and being distracting. I apologize. Um, so this is a picture of Daigo playing with Kevin or Kevo. I tweeted this picture out because I just like this moment here. A dog puff of hair in my face, and he was pretty. He was kind of getting his ass kicked. Daigo was. I got some nice reaction photos of Dogura and Bonchan and Tokido kind of reacting to the matches. I thought that these were some good pictures. I like Bonchan is a very expressive person. I just wanted to take photos of him all day because he was sitting very close to where the Tekken matches were. He's a very expressive person. You can see Liquid Nemo in the back right here. He's fucking laser focused on that stage. No, I didn't show Dogura the the emote that we have. I don't know if he would like that very much. But this was a nice picture I got here. So Daigo did eventually win this match against Kevin. As you can see, he goes in for the handshake. I like this photo. You see young buck going in for the handshake. Cool moment. So this was Knee against Double. Double, I believe, got his ass whooped. A little sad that this picture came out blurry because Knee looks like a fucking badass right here, and it came out blurry. But I like the moment, so I kept the photo. This was Tokido against Itabashi Zangief. Is that his name? Isabachi Zangief, something like that. Zangief player. And so this is a nice photo. Itabashi, yeah, that's it. So Tokido, Itazan. Oh, is it Itazan? Okay, something. He plays Zangief, and they were just playing on the Street Fighter stage. Got a cool photo of them playing. This was just a crowd reaction shot of people watching the Knee and Double match. This girl is eating her lanyard. She's eating her lanyard out of tense, concentration. This guy, he's into it. This was blanking on his name. What is his name? Hold on, give me a moment. This was Rick Derula. I'm pretty sure. This was Rick Derula. Yes. This is Rick Derula. He made it very far in the Tekken tournament. Just a dude from St. Louis, Missouri, just kicking Korean ass, pretty much. It was kind of incredible to watch. He did lose to Rang Chu right here. He lost to Rang Chu, but he still made it into top 8. But Rang Chu is probably like a top 3 Tekken player, so understandable, just a guy from St. Louis, Missouri, making it to top 8 in CEO, and he was the only American in like a fucking swarm of just fantastic Korean Tekken players. So just wanted to get a photo of him. He did lose that match, but he played incredibly well. He actually followed me on Twitter, so that makes me cool. Crowd shot, people clapping for Rick Derula. This was Mr. Taxi getting advice from a friend after Book just deleted him. Mr. Taxi's a pretty entertaining person, so I wanted to get a photo of him. So he got some advice. This is a pretty good photo. If I was on the other side of the photo, like the dude with the dulcim lens in the back right there, I'm sure he got a much better photo. But I'm not allowed back there, so I just get the pictures of the sides and the backs of people's heads. Okay, I'm not cool enough yet to get those photos. I like these photos. Goichi, of course, he's a fucking god at Dragon Ball Fighters. He won CEO, so here's him receiving his belt and then proudly holding it up. Cool moment. He looks very happy. Goichi's such a sweetheart. He's a nice person. Double and Saint playing. Okay, so once again, this is that guy in the crowd that I told you walks around with the planter's cashew nut can with money in it. And he made a bet with, I believe, Pokechop on the Saint double match. And I think he bet Saint. And so he was saying, I smell the money. I smell the money. And he was doing, I smell the money. So this was just a funny moment where he was talking shit, saying he smells the money. And then he went like this, and he looks like he's constipated, but he's just really fucking into it. He's just really, really into the match. So, he's fucking concentrated. He's got money on the line. So he's into the match. He's focused. This is Double smiling. I think he lost. Saint won. He lost, but he still got that smile on his face. Good just portrait photo of him. This is probably my best photo of a person I got this weekend. This is Rox Chanel. He got second place this year at CEO. It's probably the best photo I got this weekend. Yeah, and you see, yeah, he kind of has got the ninja thing going on, wearing his face mask. He really liked this photo. This, I'll talk about it after I go through all my photos, but Twitter has been like nuts for me. My phone has been nonstop ever since I've been uploading my photos on there, because people have just been retweeting them and going crazy. So I got this really nice photo of Chanel standing there waiting for his match to start. He looks very stoic, very focused. This is Saint. I went to go take a picture of him, and he moved and made this face. It came out incredibly blurry. It's such a shame. I didn't expect him to turn to me and make a kissy face. It was going to be an in focus photo of him walking towards me, but he was kind of like looking in a direction. But then he turned to me and like did like his best Zoolander, and it came out really blurry because I took the picture and then like I was walking backwards, with my camera. I'm like walking backwards, trying not to bump into people, and so I was just like, fuck, man. It's still just a funny picture to me. Such a shame it blurred. So this was Chanel against Jimmy J. Tran. Chanel ended up winning this match. I got this pretty good photo of him, praising the Lord. Praising the Lord, thanking Jeebus for his win. Pretty cool moment. Just kind of celebrating, soaking it in. Nice. This is a good photo, too. I need to tweet this photo out. Lil Majin talking with some fans, talking with some friends. Young Living Essential Oils sponsor. Good photo, Lil Majin. I like the lighting. And so, yeah, that was day 2. I got like a handful of decent photos from day 2. Day 2 was fun. Day 2 was very much a I'm more comfortable day. I didn't get a whole lot of great photos, but the ones I did get, I really liked. Like, I really like this photo. I really like this photo. I really, really like the Goichi photos of him holding up his memes. This photo of Mr. Taxi is nice, him getting advice. And I really like these photos are pretty good. I like these, this prog, these two photos back to back, going in for the handshake. I like this one just because of Bonchan's reaction. Probably the most impactful photo is the Joey Fury losing and Cuddlecore looking incredibly relieved photos. But the problem is, without the backstory of what happens here, it's you don't know the significance of these two photos, and so it's a little rough without an explanation. So, yeah, cool photos, cool moments on day two. Day two was a lot of fun. I was able to enjoy myself, get in some sets and some Mortal Kombat against some random people. God, here's some advice. If you're like a random person who comes up to you to play some matches, don't let the first thing that comes out of your mouth be, "Yeah, I'm a Twitch streamer," because that instantly makes me think that you're just here to grow your Twitch stream, and that makes me not want to play sets with you. It's no, I did not do. I didn't tell one person. I didn't tell a singular person. My Twitter, my Twitch, my YouTube, nothing. Not a single damn thing. So that happened when I played some sets. I kind of was a little bit more assertive when it came to playing sets on Saturday. I was able to sit down and just fucking play. And if somebody wanted to play, I was like, yeah, sure. I did play some Blaze Blue with Proto. That game is weird. Play some Blaze Blue cross tag with Proto. He played, I don't remember the name, it was like some little Bab character. And I played the two biggest characters I could find because I'm stupid. And I couldn't tell when I was getting grabbed. Like, my character was so big and the character was so small that they were going to grab me. Yeah, I played Tager Waldstein. Yeah. I played Tager Waldstein. And so he played like this little tiny like lolly character, and it would like walk up to like my ankle and like move their arms like a pixel, and like I was getting grabbed. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't understand. And so did she have an umbrella or a sword? I don't remember. I want to say a sword. But Blaze Blue was cool. But I played some Tekken sets, played some Mortal Kombat, and it was fun. I enjoyed day two quite a lot. It was a learning experience too, just kind of getting in my comfort zone. As you can kind of see in some of these previews, I get a lot closer. Day three is where I really kind of flourished, in my opinion, with my photos. So yeah, day two was great. Fun day, day two. So day three is finals day. This is when everything gets moved over to the ring, to like the arena side of the venue. And, this is where they have the boxing ring set up and all that. So this was Knee against Kokoma. So there's my friend Brandon had to tell me about this. There's like some actual like legal drama / like beef between these two players. And so that made this match like extra tense. Knee ended up just absolutely destroying Kokoma. Well, not like just fucking destroying him. But it was interesting to see. This is a decent picture just of the stage. This lens isn't made for distances this long. I kind of just wanted to get a picture of this year's stage and all that. Danny ended up winning that match. Didn't shake any hands. So this is probably one of my favorite pictures. So let me explain. Porkchop is pretty much how he works. I'm pretty sure is he money matches people all day, and then all weekend, and then when top 8 comes around, he then bets on the matches, and it's quite entertaining. So this is a photo of Porkchop taking money out of his wallet after losing a bet to Proto. And it's just a good picture. It's a really good photo of him just, opening up his wallet. He lost the bet. Open up his wallet, taking out some money. And yeah, it was a cool moment. This is Saint against Chanel. This is a nice set of two different photos of Rip and Markman commentating Tekken. Rip looking very handsome, smiling. This is Chanel. Chanel had some good photo moments. This is probably my favorite picture. I want to say probably my favorite picture. Very candid. He just won his match. He looks surprised, I suppose, but it's just a good photo. I really like the lighting, and yeah, I like this picture a lot. It's a good photo. This was just two people being very excited, and this guy losing a bet. So, cool picture. This guy lost a bet. I was trying to get a picture of Team Spooky, but then Tasty Steve turned around and cursed the picture. For some reason, this looks like a death stare, even though it was totally coincidence. He wasn't mad. I think he was turning around to talk to Spooky, but he looks like he wants to fucking murder me, and it kind of ruined the picture. I was trying to get a picture of Team Spooky, though, but Tasty Steve had to give me the death stare. This is just a crowd shot. So I did go up to Tasty Steve and ask him if I could take a picture of him. He said, "Hold on, I want to look good for my photo." And he went to go take off his lanyard, because I guess if you have a lanyard on, it like ruins your fit. So, he's got his Supreme shoulder bag. This thing's probably worth more than what I make in a week. So he wants to show it off. So there he goes, going. If you know anything about Tasty Steve, he's like really energetic, and he's super high energy, right? So he wanted to take a nice photo. So I got a cool photo of him with him and Book, Taiwanese player. I believe he's Taiwanese. Who is messaging me? Proto. Guggen messaging me. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, he wanted to take a picture of the Book. I felt a little bad about this photo because he had just lost his set. And so this is the look you get on your face when your mom wants to take a photo of you standing in front of that cool car in the parking lot, and you're like, "Mom, why do you have to take a picture of me in front of everybody?" Yeah, like this is Tasty Steve literally yoinked him over into the photo. And so he had literally just lost and was knocked out of the tournament. I'm so sorry, Book, but it's okay. Tasty Steve is a sweetheart. So it's no problem. No problem, Guggen. I love how you tried to argue being gets called. Yeah, everyone just calls him Tasty Steve. There's nothing you can do about it. Can't escape it. So this was Chanel winning against JDCR. Of course, the person with the media badge is able to get much closer than I am and get a better picture. This isn't a particularly good photo, but I'm glad I caught the moment. Here is a Book talking to Saint. Should have gotten a media badge. You can't buy media badges. You have to earn them or work for an organization that gets hired by CEO. I can't just buy a media badge and go up on the stage. They don't let you do that, or else everybody would be doing it. Not saying that I earn a media badge, by the way. I don't. There's a picture of Team Spooky. I'm proud of this photo. Nice, candid reaction photo. This guy was very excited. I think he won a bet against Pokechop, and so he was very happy that the player who won that he had the money on won. I don't remember who he was betting on, but there's a cool candid of someone being very happy that he won a bet. This is a nice just crowd reaction shot. This dude was in awe. He was very surprised. It's a progression, right? It's like, oh shit. Oh fuck. Like this is like a look of disgust almost, I like to think. It's an interesting line of photos. So I enjoyed these photos. So this was when Nee beat Chanel in the grand finals. I didn't really get any good pictures of this. I like this moment though because Nee's intro to CEO was him wearing a Thanos glove, and so when he won the whole thing, he did the snap, the Thanos snap. That was his celebration for winning. You see, he's doing it there. Blurry ass picture. This lens isn't made for something that far away, like I keep saying, but cool moment still. This is a lot of these photos are just for me to have to reminisce and all that. This was Jabali getting the medals. This is Rip and Markman commentating. This was Poke Chop money matching this poor fellow. These were two people playing Mortal Kombat, doing some casuals, I believe. These were just, people playing the video game. Cool moment. Just enjoying themselves, having fun, right? I enjoy these photos. This is what, like, the majority of the experience at CEO is like. It's pretty much just people playing around, playing sets, and having fun. And you can see in the background, you can buy some body pillows back there. Get your body pillows while you're doing it. This was Jeff. He's pretty popular on Twitter. I know he gets posted sometimes in the Discord. And I don't remember this guy's name. I caught his name for a moment when I was there, but they were commentating the Street Fighter 4 side tournament. Yeah, Jeff the Hero. Yep, this is Jeff the Hero. In Jabali Land, commentating Street Fighter 4. You can see all the arcade cabinets in the background right here. They were commentating Street Fighter 4. They were pretty into it. These are just some people playing on the arcade cabinets. This was Third Strike cabinet, I believe. I'm sad this photo is not in focus, or it would have been a really good photo. This guy was getting his ass whooped, but he was still smiling. Still happy, still smiling. I like the in motion. He has this. He's holding the stick down. He's about to press a button. It's just a cool photo, but out of focus. It's a shame. These two people, I want guesses from chat at what you think these guys were commentating. I'm just curious. It was a side tournament in Jabali Land. They were commentating a game. Not Skullgirls. You're getting in the right obscure area though. All right, you're getting in the right layer of obscurity. These guys were commentating. No, they were commentating. These is Fighting Hooves. These were, what is it? That one like My Little Pony fighting game. Like I don't remember the name. These is Fighting Hoofs, Fighting Herds. Yes, them's fighting. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that they were commentating that. They had a whole table. It was sweet. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like they had a whole setup playing their Fighting Herds fighting game. They were into it. They had their own stream set up. They had webcams for all the players. They got a better fucking setup than the Melee tournament, So like they were killing it. Like genuinely. Like these guys were killing it. This was, I believe, two Mortal Kombat players just playing some casuals. Um, I really like this photo. Correct me. I want to say this is Nemo. This is Nemo. I'm pretty sure this is Idom. I know he's a Street Fighter player from New York. I want to say it's Idom. I correct me if I'm wrong. If you're watching, I'm sorry. I don't remember his name. I don't remember everyone's name. But it's a cool moment. He's really hyper focused. Nemo in the background kicking his ass. I don't actually know if he won, but cool moment of him playing Street Fighter casual matches. This kid was money matching this guy. Idom. Yeah, I think that's him. It looks like him. He has his hair braided in this photo. So, but yeah, he's a pretty good Street Fighter player. So it was cool to see him getting in some sets against Nemo. This kid was money matching this guy in Mortal Kombat. Out of a shame, out of focus. I'm a very amateur, shitty photographer. There's Proto. This was Aquaman playing against. So this guy plays. Oh, what's his name? Zach, are you here still? What's the name of? There's a Kotal Khan player in Mortal Kombat. Kotal Khan is considered probably the worst character in Mortal Kombat 11, like by a long shot. This guy managed to beat some really good players, and he kind of got a name for himself. I'm blanking on his name, but he decided to play against Mr. Aquaman, who is a commentator, but he's also pretty good at Mortal Kombat, right? So, cool moment of him playing against Aquaman. Aquaman getting his ass whooped. You can see the look on his face. This was Street Fighter V. I didn't really stick around that much for Street Fighter V. Oh yeah, I forgot to even say the Tekken 7 top 8 was fucking sweet. It was great, really entertaining, lots of action, lots of really close sets. Yeah, this is Logan and F Word commentating. It's not a very good photo. It's really whitewashed, and I mean he's British, right? So the second any sort of light hits him, his pasty skin, just like mine, just sends it right back out to the sun. So I feel you, brother. I feel you. I'm like a fucking like reflector. So yeah, the light he got a little whitewashed, but he's in the moment screaming, so kind of like the photo. This was just a crowd shot. I like this picture because of the fog. I like the colors. It's a cool photo. I like it. Just another crowd shot, a little dark, but this gives you a better idea of how the stage setup works. They have two tunnels on both sides, and it comes out to like one walkway, then the ring in the middle. There's Fudo taking a picture with his medal. Yes, this was in the same exact place that the wrestling was in. Yep. Which I didn't attend, by the way. I'll get into that a little bit later, but the wrestling line, this is a huge venue, like massive venue. So the wrestling line like went like fucking like all the way. I'm like, no. Wrestling fans came out in fucking droves for this shit. They I was in a panel with Jabali. I actually asked him a question. I'll tell you guys what I asked him later. But I was in a panel with Jabali. I wasn't in it, but I was watching it, sorry. And he said that this is the biggest like wrestling event in Florida in like 10 years. Like incredibly big for Florida wrestling scene and all that. Apparently wrestling isn't very successful in Florida. So the fact that he was able to do this as someone who's never organized a wrestling event before kind of goes to show the power of Jabali. He is an incredible man. He gets shit done. He gets shit done, man. I did watch the Jabali match. Yeah, he did it last year too. I did watch the Jabali match when I got home. but I didn't watch the rest of the wrestling stuff. Yeah, there's Fudo taking a picture with his medal. That's Daigo. He's a little close, and he turned his head right when I pressed the photo. Right when I went to go take the picture. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible picture, but it's Daigo, so I kept it. Mortal Kombat 11 started after Street Fighter. I got some pretty. This is probably my third favorite photo that I took. This was shit. Oh, Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm looking him up. Looking him up. Okay, Twitch is being, or Twitter's being stupid. God, I've retweeted a lot. What's his name? Twitter, why are you doing this to me? I'm sorry, my dude. Whoever you are, I'm sorry. But yes, great photo of him. I really like this photo. He's blinged out. I like the kind of flare coming off the jacket. Very very in focus for once. He's got the gold watch. It was pretty sick where he's like the stage host. Each game had like their host for the ring. And so he had a gold watch that had like Mortal Kombat in the watch face and like diamonds. Very, extravagant acting. It was cool. He was a decent host. A couple of times he would like talk over the commentators, and that was a little frustrating, but he was a good host overall. Mortal Kombat was quite the show. That top 8 was, I implore anybody to watch it, even if you don't like Mortal Kombat. That top 8 was really, really, really good. I had the prediction that Dragon, he plays Cetrion, was going to go all the way. He almost did, but then Sonic Fox does Sonic Fox things and just like slaps him in the face and just, he pulls it out, of course. So, great top 8. A lot of fun. I sat in front of some people who were the runners of the fighting game organization BXA, and I talked to them for quite a while, and they were really nice people. I let them borrow my portable charger. They were nice people. I talked to them about some Soul Calibur stuff. I talked to them about Mortal Kombat. Really nice guys and lady. So yeah, good photo. Probably like one of my better photos I took. This is just a crowd shot. That is Tweety against Foxy Grandpa. It is lightning really bad outside. So I like this photo because people were talking shit. All right, Foxy Grandpa is from England. Tweety is American. And Jesus. Tweety's given the death stare. Or sorry, Foxy Grandpa's given the death stare off into the crowd. I wish I was a little closer for this photo, but still a good picture. I like this picture a lot of Foxy giving the death stare to the crowd. Foxy's one of my favorite players. He's so good. He's so good at Mortal Kombat. And he's a nice guy. Yeah, fucking Tweety feels bad, man. There's a lot of like talk of him quitting Mortal Kombat. He's a fantastic player, but I think he kind of wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he hasn't won a tournament yet, and I feel like he feels he should have won a tournament at this point, but it's just so early in Mortal Kombat 11's, line right now. It's like I hope he stays in. He's a fantastic player. This was a really nice Cetrion cosplay. I got one good photo of her. Yeah, her going in for the high five. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 has some fucking killers. Like, usually it's like in Tekken you can expect like Rangchu or Ni or like JDCR or like Chanel. Like, it's like a toss up between like those 3 or 4 people. In Mortal Kombat, I feel like there's like 10 people who can win a tournament at any time. There is a lot of really good players. Fucking Sonic Fox, Scar, Tweety, fucking Foxy Grandpa, Dragon, Ninja Killa. There's so many really, 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 really good um Mortal Kombat players, and they all just it is like the Mortal Kombat top 8 was just so good because of how close all the matches were. You can really tell that people were fucking they were scrapping, man. It was a fucking brawl. Um yeah, this is a Cetrion cosplay. This is another good photo. A little I could edit this. A lot of these that are like the colors are a little imbalanced. I can go into like Lightroom and fix them up and stuff. So it's a little whitewashed out, but that's Aquaman looking very dapper, commentating some Mortal Kombat. This is a guy doing an intro, looking very excited about his wristband. Another photo of man with very shiny jacket. I wanted to give this guy was on the big ass camera like all day. So I'm like, hey, let me get a photo of him. This is another pretty good photo, pointing at the crowd. The moment that happened right here was somebody was yelling like, "Oh, I got money on Dragon," something like that. Like I got money on whatever, and he was like, "You do?" Like he was like, "You want to bet?" Something I learned is fighting game events are like 50% casual matches and 50% people gambling on matches. That's like what all fighting game events have become, or not become, but what they are. It makes it pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I lost my wallet at this event for a whole day, so I wanted to do a couple, throw down a 5 here or there and all that shit. But I lost my wallet, which I'll get into later. Yes, I got my wallet back. I'll get into that later after I'm almost done going through these photos. I'll go over the wallet story. This is Ninja Killa and Sonic Fox. Proto had it all along. Ninja Killa and Sonic Fox playing. Ninja Killa, this is a way better photo. Ninja Killa, had like going into this tournament had a 250 win streak on the online combat league, and people were like, "Oh, he's an online warrior. He ain't gonna do shit. He's not gonna be able to do anything." And yeah, he ended up getting top 8, and he he lost to Sonic Fox, which is understandable. It's very understandable that he would lose to Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox is like an actual fucking god at Mortal Kombat. It's insane. So, cool photo, Ninja Killa and Sonic Fox. Ninja Killa is very good, though. He is fantastic. Another photo of Aquaman and David commentating. And that's all the photos. So yeah, I got like 10 photos in total that I'm like proud of, I will say that like I've been posting them on Twitter, and the fighting game scene has been like incredibly like I'm getting notifications like right now of just people just retweeting and just sharing my images, and I'm getting follows. Fucking Cuddlecore followed me, like great player, like super cool. Tekken, the guy who made Tekken 7 Chicken followed me, that's like one of the biggest tools in like Tekken that you can utilize. It has all like the frame data and shit. Just getting a lot of love. Getting retweets from like Equinox themselves. Chanel, I believe, is the one that retweeted that photo of him. It's lightning outside really bad. If I go offline, I'm sorry. This photo of Chop got a lot of love. Let's see. See, Chop even oh boy. You saw the picture of him taking out the money. He had to respond with the oh boy. What else? Other cool shit like this. 145 fucking likes. All right, sorry, 144. All right, I wanted to make it even, or nice cool number. 145 is way cooler than 144. Um, but 12 retweets, 145 likes. Like, these are probably like my favorite set of photos, just of like a person, like of a subject, like Chanel, a subject. Good pictures. He retweeted it. It got a bunch of love. So Twitter and all them have been like super supportive, getting like follows from like really cool players, getting messages and all that shit. So yeah, a lot of fun, and it was quite the experience. I gained a lot of respect for photographers, and it made me want to go to like more locals and like take more photos and stuff because I really genuinely enjoyed it. So I I'm more motivated right now to play fighting games. It was a lot of fun. I'm super glad I went. It was definitely worth. I mean, like 3 day pass, 50 something bucks. You get Jabali Land. You get to watch those great fucking games. You can do casual matches against fucking pro players if you have the balls to ask them. You can watch that sick ass top eight. I mean, Jabali Land in and of itself is like an insane value. You can easily spend 50 bucks at like a legit arcade that has like fucking Third Strike or whatever in like a day, and you spend 50 bucks and you can go to a free arcade for 3 days straight, and you're getting your money's worth. You're getting your money's worth. Um, what else? So the wallet. Let me tell you guys quickly the wallet story. So I lost my wallet. It turns out it was lost. I'd only taken out my wallet. This was on Tuesday. Holy shit, sorry. This was on Saturday. I had my wallet, and I maybe took it out 2 or 3 times. One to buy a water, two to buy food, and 3 times to buy Liz these pins. Well, at some point, my wallet fell or something happened. The only like moment I can think of that my wallet could have fallen out was I remember my phone kind of like sticking out of my pocket in kind of a strange way, and I was like, that's weird. And so like I took out my phone and like put it in my other pocket, and maybe like when I pulled out my phone, like my wallet kind of like came out with it, and then it just like plopped on the ground. Anyway, first thing I do is go to security, give them my contact information, cancel all my cards, everything. Right? You do what you do when you lose your wallet. They didn't have it, unfortunately. I I check a couple of times and they don't have it for all of Saturday. I go in on Sunday. First thing I do is go to the security office. They don't have it. I'm saying, all right, you guys, you have my information. I think it's stolen. That was lightning. I think it's stolen. I'm not sure, but if it shows up, here's my contact information. Um, can you uncancel cards? So I have a Discover credit card and I have a Wells Fargo. Like my bank is Wells Fargo. The Wells Fargo one I can't uncancel. I have to wait for a new one to come in the mail. The Discover card I was able to uncancel. So, anyway, it's on Sunday. I'm a little bummed. I literally have $10 to last me through the day, and you can't get a meal at the venue for $10. You just can't. The food, I mean, it's a fucking convention center. The food's gonna be expensive. It's just the way it is. They did have some nice healthy options. I was able to eat completely vegan on a Friday and Saturday. So I didn't. They had some nice options. They had like a company that was doing pretty much like Chipotle style burrito bowl things. Yeah, so I had $10 to my name. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to get any food here. I'm gonna have to like walk across the street and go to go to like a McDonald's or something, get like 2 fucking double cheeseburgers or something, right? I was a little bummed. You lose your wallet. I had like $60 in cash. have my ID, I have my vehicle registration in there. You know, it's like fuck, man, I gotta go to the DMV. It's like it's a bummer, right? I was pissed. Um, but I'm watching Street Fighter Five, and I'm getting a call from a Daytona number. I'm like, oh shit, you know, like I'm like, oh fuck, Daytona number. I call and like, yeah, they have your wallet in the tournament organizer section in the middle of the venue. What? Why does the tournament organizer section have my wallet? You know? And I go over there and like the way the tournament organizer section works is it's like a square of tables and all the TOs with like their laptops with like the brackets and stuff are in the middle, right? And so when you're reporting your match, you go over to that table and they they're on their laptop. You know, it's the TO section. And I go over there. I'm like, I just got a call from security. They said my wallet's over here, and they're like, oh yeah, and they're like rummaging through a fucking box, right? Like pulling like shit out, and it's at like the bottom of a box. And then like, yeah, it's been in here for like 2 days. What? You guys have had my contact information for 2 days. Like, I canceled all my cards and shit. I was totally relieved to have my wallet back, right? My money was in it. I don't remember exactly how much I had. I opened it. I had like 48, 50 something dollars. I was, it was I had there was money in it. I don't remember how much exactly I had, but there was money in it. So I was super relieved. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm so like shocked that it was just in the bottom of a box. Like if I hadn't gotten that call, I wouldn't have known. Because I was told that if something was lost to go to security. And so like I don't know. So there was some sort of miscommunication between security and the TOs because they had a whole box of like lost shit. And so security said that they would have the stuff, but they had it. I didn't even think to ask the tournament organizers. I didn't think that they would hold on to that shit. But yeah, luckily, faith in humanity's a little strong. No one stole any of my money as that I'm aware of. And I got my wallet back on Sunday evening. So that's the wallet story. Man, I was just like very confused why a TO would have my wallet in a box underneath a table. Like I was just like, why? You know, like why did security not aware of this? Because I went by security and they're like, yeah, we only have one. They have one lost and found. That's what they said. The whole venue has one lost and found, and it's in the security office, and you need like permission to go there. So, but I got my wallet back. All is good in the world. I got my wallet back. It's fine. I don't have to go to the DMV. And I was 100% sure my wallet was gone too. I was like, dude, there's $50 in cash in there. My ID is in there. My vehicle registration. Some dude's gonna fucking yoink my money. Some dude's gonna steal my identity. I'm like so screwed. Like there's people there that are from out of state. They don't, they're not even from Florida. They're just gonna fucking, pick it up and just take it back home. And I was bummed. I was legitimately bummed. But fighting game community, they pulled through. But overall, it was a very fun experience. I guess just to talk about some of the downsides. I know, like, I don't know if you guys want to even bother talking about this Smash thing. Like, I briefly read that article about the female Smash player that was getting harassed for beating people in a tournament. Who did she beat? She beat oh god, what's his name? I don't remember his name. But she beat Ally. Yeah, she beat Ally. Um she got harassed online and in person. I didn't get to witness any of this. I will say that like the etiquette from the Smash community is, you can definitely tell, just isn't as good as the etiquette from other players. And I just like to maybe say that's because of it's a younger audience. I just want to say that, like, hopefully it's because it's like the ultimate community. It's a younger audience. But I can't even say that. I can't even say that because the Melee audience is like actively booing Hungry Box and shit. Like, I was watching it happen when Hungry Box won. Everybody got up and stormed off like, "Oh, that's a fucking shame." Blah, 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 blah. Like, it's a fuck Hungry Box. Booing, getting up and leaving. And I was just like, people are really fucking disrespectful. Um, there's this shit that's happening. Ally just announced on Twitter he's retiring from Smash because the news came out that he was cheating on his girlfriend. Oh shit. Okay, so that's a whole fucking rabbit hole I don't know anything about. I don't want to talk about it because I don't know everything. I don't know the details. But Jesus Christ. 16-year-old boy was one of the Bayonetta players in the Evo Grand Finals too. Interesting. Yeah, so like, I don't like pushing stereotypes about Smash players. I even watch some Smash myself. I can say that some of the negative things that happened when I was at CEO was as a result of some of the Smash players. Like, for example, when Mortal Kombat ended, as it was ending, the Smash players know that their game is up next, right? So they want to go in and watch. If you guys are at, let's say, on a bus or going to the movies or whatever, right? And somebody's sitting in like a row of seats and you're waiting for them to get up. Where do you stand? You don't stand at the end of the row and make them like contort around you to like, they were like flooding in and like the seats, and like it's imagine like getting up and leaving an elevator the same time that somebody is coming through an elevator, right? It's just like common sense that you wait for them to leave and then you go and take your seat, or then you go in and go into the elevator. So like I'm trying to leave and I'm like getting like bumping into people and like trying to like shimmy out. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, guys? Wait your turn. There was a whole booing Hungry Box shit and all that, and then there's this drama now that there were people bullying a 15-year-old Smash player. It's I would never say that Smash shouldn't be at these events. I think it's fine. Smash, cool game. It's not my cup of tea. Yes, they booed Hungry Box at CEO. He was actively getting booed. People getting up, cursing at him when he won. It was, I mean, like, he had like a small conglomerate of people that were like cheering him on, but everyone else was like booing and got up in like a fit of rage. And I heard someone go, that like, well, it's always a shame to see him win. I was just like, Jesus Christ, you guys, like, just have some fucking respect. Like, I just want to chalk it up to it being maybe a potentially younger audience. I don't know. Like, I mean, and I guess in fairness, there's the Buffalo Scar situation. I'm sure you guys saw it, where Scar was played against Buffalo. Apparently Scar said something along the lines of Buffalo isn't as good as, I think I'm gonna say, like, it was some other Mortal Kombat player. I looked at the tweet and it seemed tame. I don't know the full story, but Buffalo popped off and was like, got physical, bumping his chest, getting really in Scar's face. Yeah, it was legitimately because, yeah, he implied that it had something to do with like if it wasn't a first to two, yeah, it was like a whole mess. It's like, it was like the most tame like Twitter trash talk ever. And then like Buffalo just fucking went crazy on like Scar when he won. And Scar just kind of stood there and stood there and stood there. And this went on. I mean, I watched it in person. it went on for like, it felt like a fucking minute. And a pop off is supposed to be get up, woo, yeah, maybe like, talk a little shit and then you're done, right? Don't rub it in, or you're just being a dick. And you're probably gonna look like an asshole, right? Have your moment and leave. He like it was like literally like 30 seconds of like him screaming. I heard it, and I was in the back. I was in the back of the Mortal Kombat section. I heard it. It was like him fucking screaming and stomping, and like if you're bumping chests with another player and security and staff have to go on stage and pull you off, you're going way too far. You're going farther than you ever needed to go. And so that was a little bit of drama with Mortal Kombat, but it was pretty tame. I mean, it's nobody throwing chairs at TOs, at least, There's that really famous clip of whatever, I don't know the Smash player's name, fucking slamming a chair down and almost nailing one of the TOs. And finally, like, the only other negative thing that I can think of, it didn't affect me, was, and it's kind of a debate in my head. I genuinely don't know where to go for this in my head. I'm curious what you guys think. Was once again, CEO got a lot of shit for being in Daytona. Daytona is literally known for two things: NASCAR and the beach. That's it. That's all that is really going on over there. There's no arcades. There's nothing that a fighting game community can do outside of the venue there. I don't know why he doesn't try to find somewhere else in Florida to do it. Well, let me say this. I agree. Daytona is really boring if you are the type of person who likes to like go out and like have a nightlife, right? You don't see Koreans complaining about this thing, because the Koreans, when they go to these events, they're going to bed on time. They're not really leaving the venue. They are there, the Koreans and the Japanese players, right? They are there to win. If they're flying over from Asia, they're there to win. They don't care about anything except winning and playing the games. So you don't see people like Koreans and Japanese players complaining. You don't see the players who aren't there going out at night and, doing things other than just enjoying the event itself. I'm not saying that going out at night and experiencing other things is bad, but it just feels a little sad. I feel a little bad for Jabali because the venue is great. The actual physical building is great. It's huge. It's spacious. The bathrooms are nice and clean. The venue security is super helpful. Security was nice. It was just a great food. I mean, the venue itself is great, but it's just there's nothing to do outside of it. And as Empty is talking about in the chat, there is like, it's Daytona, it's NASCAR, it's Florida. There's certain parts of Florida. I live in Orlando. Pretty much anything above Orlando is Georgia. Anything south of Orlando is like nice Miami. When I say nice, I mean like more accepting, Miami, all that shit. Like Puerto Rico. Yeah, it's just Puerto Rico. Like everything below Orlando is Puerto Rico. And so it's a lot more nice and around Orlando. Orlando has a huge, acceptance of LGBT, right? There is, when I drive to work, I see, LGBT flags. If I go down to Miami, you see LGBT stuff there all the time. Key West, especially, like all that stuff, super, super nice. But once you go north, I mean, you're pretty much in the South at that point, right? Florida's kind of weird. I mean, like if you know anything about elections, it's like it's a what's the word? It's a swing state because it's just there's such a divide and in the type of people that live here. So it was in Daytona is it's on the northern side of Florida. It's NASCAR Hall of Fame, fucking the Daytona 500, the biggest racetrack. This attracts a southern audience, and also my friend made a point. My friend Brandon that I went with on Sunday along with Proto, he made a good point. He said, "You got to remember the wrestling community is involved in CEO now. Wrestling community, you can look it up. There is definitely a lot of, you know, some interesting interactions with the wrestling community and other people of other races and LGBT and all that stuff. So it's a that I feel like along with it being in Daytona and NASCAR scene and the wrestling fans. I'm not saying all wrestling fans are racist and homophobic. I'm not saying that all NASCAR fans are racist and homophobic. I'm not saying that everybody in Daytona is racist and homophobic. But you are in an area that it is congregating these things that do have their bad sides. And so, I mean, you guys know fighting events have black players, fucking Korean, Japanese, Spanish, American, European, also some fucking melting pot, right? Like we saw IDOM playing with a dude from Japan, a dude from New York City playing with some dude from Japan. Like it's it's such a melting pot, and I love it. And I think people are used to that. And then when this event was in Orlando, there was never any issues. When this event was when there's events in Las Vegas, California, New York, these are never issues. I'm kind of curious about when events are in Texas. I don't know, Asaku, maybe you can talk about this. I know Texas has, I mean, obviously it's fucking Texas. I'm sure there are a fair share of conservative people in Texas, right? I don't know if these have been issues in Texas or not. It might just be a Florida man thing. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a little frustrating. I think that the problem more so lies with the people in the area rather than the area itself. I saw some people complaining, like, oh, Daytona's boring. You see people, oh, there's not many good restaurants. I'm not gonna go to CEO. It's boring. And to me, that's like, okay, like, what are you really going to these events for? Right? Are you going to these events to go to experience one of the most well-ran tournaments in the fucking United States outside of Evo? CEO ran almost flawlessly, right? Super well-run event. Amazing venue. Treating their players super well. But you're not going to go to CEO because the restaurants in the area are bad. I understand that's a bummer, right? It sucks. All you got is a fucking Waffle House and like a shitty Pizza Hut like down the road. Cool. That's fine. I understand being frustrated, but you're not going to go. You're not going to support the tournament because of that. To me, that's just like, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. I don't know. Like, I guess the Tekken stream had some issues, but I mean, internet issues. Didn't Evo like cut out at like the fucking grand finals of Street Fighter V like last year or the year before? Something like that. There like internet issues I don't really count. That's just, yeah. If you look at Twitter feeds of any of the J-Wong crew during the tourney, yeah. I mean, like, not to call anyone in particular, but fuck it, I will. Like, if you go look at like a Sherry Gen X's Twitter, it's it's just complaining about the food when in the actual event is like one of the most well-ran fighting game events ever. It just blows my mind, and I genuinely feel bad for Jabali. I really do. This guy gets like 2 hours of sleep a fucking night running this tournament, and he has to deal with legitimate criticism about the the culture of that area not meshing well with um not meshing well with the fighting game community. Totally fair. Totally understand. But then he has to sort through the food sucks and there's not fun places for me to go when the fight when I'm not, in the venue. It's like, come on, man. Just come on. Like, have some priorities. Um it's a little frustrating. Like, Jabali, I don't know if you guys know this. He went to multiple Daytona Beach City Hall meetings. He talked with the fucking sheriff. He talked with like many groups in the area about just the safety of his minority and like LGBT and like all he did so much, and he's still trying, and I don't know where the venue is next year. Um but yeah, he was genuinely working on trying to fix it. And it's just like you just see like these ungrateful people on Twitter adding Jabali, or he makes a thread asking for criticism, and it's like the food sucks in the area, it's boring, there's no good clubs, there's no, I wish it was back in Orlando so I can go to Disney after. It's like, come on, man. Come on. It's like a little frustrating. I felt genuinely bad for him. But he said in his panel, he kind of acknowledged it a little bit. That he's able to filter out the bullshit a little bit better recently than in the past. He said that in the past stuff like that would have bothered him a lot more than it did today. Then they have catering at the event. Yeah, the food there, like I said, it was a tad expensive, but it was good. They had Chipotle, Jabali, Chipotle. It was actually ran like the people who were working there were like raising money for like the local high school. Super cool. That's where I got my vegan food from. Good food. It was you had quinoa, brown rice, white rice, fucking salads. They had pinto, black beans. They had chicken, steak. They had tofu. They had all sorts of different salads hot sauces and salsas, and that was great. They had another section where it was like not so healthy food. It was like just like your basic like chicken tenders and French fries and all that shit. But Chipotle was solid. It was genuinely good. All that shit's gonna be expensive. It was like $16 for like a meal. But yeah, it was, seeing that criticism frustrated me. It was very frustrating to me to see people mixing in like legitimate concerns about safety with the only good restaurant in the area is Waffle House. Dude, really? You think these two are comparable? If you were really here for fighting games, then like you would be fine with that and not threaten to not go. And I'm saying this because I legitimately saw it on Twitter. People saying that they weren't going to go back if it was at Daytona because it was boring outside of the event. Like, I guess we have different priorities for different people have different priorities for when they go. So I have a feeling it's not going to be at Daytona. Last year, at the end of the event, he immediately announced that it was going to be at Daytona. This year, there's no announcement of it being at Daytona again. He did say on Twitter that he was locked into a 2-year contract. And so he's done his 2 years. Was it a 3-year deal? I thought he said 2. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure he said 2, but it might be 3. But he's done 2 events there. I think that the criticism that Daytona doesn't mesh very well with the FGC is totally valid. But I also saw people say that they like Daytona. It was very low key. They would go to the event, have fun all day, go to the beach after, go to like a little mom and pop restaurant. It's not fucking ramen and Korean barbecue and all this other stuff that you see people getting at these fighting game events. But you go to a little mom and pop restaurant, go to the beach, and the people who I felt were maybe a little bit more mature about it were still able to have a fine time. Um, so yeah, we'll see. Overall, I had fun. I felt like I spent a little bit too long on the quote unquote negative stuff. I had a great fucking time. Shout out to security for calling me when they somehow got in contact with the TOs and found my wallet. They were always super nice. I was talking to like a security guard who like asked me who won the Tekken tournament, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Nee won." And she was like, "Oh, I was rooting for Chanel." I was like, "What the fuck? Like this like 55-year-old lady is like paying attention." Like it was sick. I was like, "Damn, lady, like you're fucking nice." Um, and nice people, played some sets, nice vendors, decent food. It was good. It was a really, really good experience. It made me really motivated to participate more in the fighting game community, to make fighting game content. I asked Proto the Imaginary Friend. Yeah, I mean, I was able to go with Proto, and that was nice. He slept on an air mattress on my floor. We played some games. I was too exhausted to stream any VR stuff. I'm sorry. That game, like, I was just drained at the end of each day. I'm not a very like social person, so when I spend all day like surrounded by people, I get home, I'm like, dude, I just need to sleep. I can't do this. I can't talk anymore. I just need to sleep. Oh God. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I guess to close it out, because I just mentioned, yeah, Saki knows the feeling. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah. Proto couldn't understand Proto couldn't comprehend the block button in MK11. He didn't like the block button when I tried to teach him that. Yeah, so like yeah, Saku, yeah, it's exactly like you. I got home at like 9 o'clock. I'm like, dude, I need to fucking sleep. I can't do this. I can't. I am so tired. But at the final thing I'll talk about at the panel where Jabali he had a panel about the 10 years of CEO, because it was the 10th CEO, as the panel will suggest. Um, and he had a Q&A time, and I was like, you know what? I'll ask a question. And I asked him if he saw any holes or like things he wished people did in the fighting game community scene when it came to content, right? He said that just like quality and consistency is like the biggest problem when it comes to fighting game creators, like content creators. Um, if you're a pro player, you're traveling. Um, and for some reason, and you guys have heard me talk about this before, and I'll say it again: fighting game streamers suck at streaming. They suck at streaming. They have bad quality streams. They have bad overlays. They have bad microphones. They don't talk. They don't commentate. They just. I'm kind of generalizing, but go into any fighting game stream and just click on a random stream. 4 out of 5 times, you're gonna find like some really like bland, just some dude playing the game. And I was just like, he didn't say anything that I didn't already know. It was just nice to hear it confirmed that it's just consistency in the fighting game content creation community, and it's quality. It's like, who do you have that puts out like quality content? It's like Rooflemonger, Max, True Underdog. Like, that's it. I can only name like 3 off the top of my head. And it's kind of a shame. It's genuinely a shame. Crofts, yeah, Crofts makes some, yeah, James Crofts, yep, thank you. He makes good videos. So, but 4 people, that's all me and people in chat could come up with that put out consistently high quality. I'm sure there's more, consistent, high quality matches, or sorry, not matches, but fighting game content. And so that kind of motivated me. I know I'm not good at fighting games, but I enjoy making content and I like fighting games. I'm not good at them. So if you notice more fighting game content on my channel, that's probably why. I'm definitely going to be going to more locals and taking more photos. I like the idea of like getting really good at like capturing emotional moments in fighting games. So like, it's cool. I like doing that. I like capturing emotional like reactions in like emotional in good and bad ways, right? Sadness, happiness, cool, just reactions to playing these games that are really, I mean, you put a lot of shit on the line when you play them, right? It's very draining for people. So, yeah, it motivated me a lot. Um, I enjoyed it. When's the Teppen stream? Never. Not to say I'm not going to still play single player games on stream, by the way. Empty. I just, yeah, I feel more motivated. I feel good. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end it there. This is a longer podcast, almost 2 hours. Uh huh. Not Tekken? What do you mean, not Tekken? Teppen. I don't know. Teppen, it's like some shit. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Um, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. I had a great time at CEO. Tomorrow we'll see what happens, but I will probably try and fit a stream in. But thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your evening. Peace.